What's up? This is Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here at the 2020 Chicago Auto Show because guess what? We're over at the VW booth and there was a little bit of an unveil yesterday. I have the 2021 Volkswagen Atlas. Let's talk a little bit about Volkswagen history. This brand that's been around since 1937, obviously so famous because of the Beetle and what that did for car culture and people around the world. Well, in the 21st century and 2021 coming up, the Beetle no longer exists, but definitely Volkswagen wants to bring some magic to their lineup. And with the Atlas being their largest vehicle, 3-row capacity, they've decided to make a few changes to really bring it in alignment with what the competition is bringing to the table. Let's go ahead, dive into this 2021 Atlas and see what's different. Right off the bat, you'll notice the whole front fascia is all redesigned. We have new LED lighting, LED daytime running lamps. Love the design, a little bit of silver chrome that starts at the top of the housing and then is gonna just flow right into the grille. We drop down, guess what? No fake vents. This is an actual functional side air curtain. I like the way there's a little bit of an extension here in the lower corner, some flat black, and then the silver. Now, as we come across that traditional grille setting that Volkswagen is known with their Tiguan and also with the Atlas, very, very muscular, very wide. So you have the horizontal slots, some flat black, some silver. This one has a forward-facing camera. You drop down, that's where we see that flat black that was in the corner, come across the top and in the middle, and then the silver as well. Really breaks up the different elements of the front end. And believe it or not, some of these changes that they made were to increase pedestrian safety as they are crossing in front of your path. Hopefully you're stopped at a light and not running at them. But when we get up onto the hood, very straightforward design. You have two body lines in the center and then two offset from that center section. Like I said, when it comes to German engineering and German style, going to be so much different than what some of the other European car companies are doing, and also here, obviously in the United States and other parts of the world. Now, as we come around the bend here, we're gonna have some new wheel and tire options. This one, being a fully loaded one, you're gonna find the new 20-inch wheel. So machined aluminum, gloss black. I actually am digging this nice twisting, rotating design that they got going on here. Kind of gives it just a little bit more style. If you're wondering, well, what's the size of this? You're looking at 255 on the width, and then a nice 50 series sidewall is going to give you a good ride. You'll see the flat black that I pointed at the front end of the business comes into the side. I think it gives it that nice SUV look. Would I like it to be all painted? I don't know. I think that this flat black is actually breaking up the design elements very well to give it that SUV look that a lot of people expect. Body lines are great though. Look at how from the front fascia into the fender, very, very strong, prominent line across the top section here. And then it's really interesting how it drops down and then coasts right into this belt line. Now across the bottom section, you have the flat black, a little bit of chrome trim, which makes sense because that's gonna take the chrome off that new front fascia, bring it into the side. I'm 6 feet tall. You can see the height of this 2021 Atlas. Of course, you're gonna have your roof rails. You get your crossbars. That's gonna make this a very versatile vehicle for your family's needs. And then of course with 3-row capacity, that's also gonna help, especially if you have a larger family. Now, as you work your way back, that belt line, if you notice, it curves back up into the rear quarter section, like the style of the quarter window. It's just the right size. I'm glad that they did not make it any larger because I think it would kind of throw off some of the way that the car is proportioned. But when we get to the rear, we're gonna see some new additions. Love the LED taillight design. They brought that chrome in. This one has the 4Motion. When we say 4Motion in Volkswagen speak, that basically means all-wheel drive. So this has all-wheel drive capacity. Updated. This is all new. That's your new Volkswagen badge. Now, if you're saying, well, Joe, it's got the V, it's got the W, what's different about it? It's actually the style of it is changed. That's the updated new Volkswagen badging. I like where they put the Atlas badge. Instead of sticking more emblems on the back, it's nicely placed in that chrome strip. Like I said, this one is the SEL V6. You have a couple different engine options, which we'll talk about that in a second. Now, as we work our way down, let's do the test. Oh, I thought for sure my hand was gonna continue. We're gonna zonk that. We have fake exhaust on the back of the Atlas. That's a no-no. Just leave it black. Why add all this extra element? You do have your full towing capacity, which obviously with the V6 is gonna be very, very stout for your towing needs, but from front to back, some nice refresh. Let's go ahead, pop that hood and see what's powering this Atlas. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the 2021 Atlas. Let's talk about engines. First of all, you'll notice you have a nice hydraulic strut. Keep that hood open. Underneath the hood of this one, if you were watching the video and paying attention, you would know that you're gonna find that 3.6 liter V6, 276 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated through an 8-speed automatic transmission. This one has the 4Motion all-wheel drive. You can get a lower spec engine, a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, which puts out 235 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. If you're wondering what's 0 to 60, 0 to 60 in this setup that we're looking at right now with the V6 is about 7.2 seconds. With the 2-liter, you're looking around 8.5 seconds. And that's gonna give, I think, the Atlas some nice versatility when it comes to people who are looking to purchase one of these. And definitely over at Rees Volkswagen, we will be taking these for a full Radies Rise review. But we talked about outside, we talked about underneath the hood. Let's check out that interior and see what's different for 2021. All right, guys, we're inside the new 2021 Volkswagen Atlas. Another thing that's interesting about this Atlas, it's about 3 inches longer. So that's gonna give us some nice extra cargo room and room back there for that third row. Not like the Atlas was really hurting, but Volkswagen really wanted to make a statement and maximize that space because of all the competition in this 3-row segment. Now, when it comes to wheel design, you actually have 3 different wheel designs to choose from, and we have some new additions, including a new steering wheel. But let's go ahead, let's start with the door panel and see what they're bringing to the table. I like what's happening with this particular Atlas that they have spec'd because you have the nice 2-tone interior color, dark at the top, it's soft. We got some wood style trim in there, the silver. This one has the optional Fender audio sound system. And you know, the rest of the door panel has that German style to it that's very simplistic but very functional. Look at the stitching in the back portion of the door panel by the armrest. Really like that. My zonk is gonna be the armrest is as hard as a rock. But the saving graces, that pocket down at the bottom, you could fit plenty of German Twinkies, and guess what? Have your milk too to wash it down. Now, as we go to the dash, if you're wondering, you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much are these Volkswagen Atlases? You're looking around $32,000 up to $47,000. This one being one of the top trims is gonna be $47,000. Soft material on the dash, the stitch work, I'm digging the wood. It's nice how they break that up. Some silver trim, and then you're gonna have that 2-tone motif going on. We get to this center area, look at this. They know you love Twinkies. You line them up here, you could have the sun radiate on them and kind of warm them up for you. Nice, warm, creamy Twinkie. We drop down, 8-inch infotainment system. Love the style. You can see we have navigation, touch system, obviously. Go through your different settings, your different controls. You go into menu, it's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You go into car setting. Obviously, we can see what our tire pressure monitors are telling us, the vehicle status, so much information, and actually very quick function. Now, there's a little bit of gloss black, but nothing to worry about. You're not gonna go crazy with the fingerprints. We have heated seats and ventilated seats. That makes me happy. Dual climate control. This gloss black is not too bad because if you just are very direct with your finger points, you're not gonna touch it. And if you do touch it, it's okay, just clean it, no big deal. We drop down, we have a nice cubby down here that has wireless charging, USBs, and an aux jack, and a 12 volt, all inside there. Very nice touch. 2 cup holders, nice shifter that's gonna be controlling that 8-speed automatic. We have our drive mode selector button for the different modes, your start stop button, electric e-brake. Armrest is still hard. It looks good. It's got beautiful stitch work, but it's very, very hard. We open it up. Look at that room in there. You could just straight up buy a box of Twinkies and drop it in. I like that. You don't have to trim the box. You don't have to take them all out. You got another USB in there. To be honest with you, I'm not loving the armrest because it's kind of low. So I guess if you like driving like this, then you're probably going to like the armrest, but I just would like it a little bit higher. So I am going to zonk the height and the softness. There is no softness. Seats though, love them. Love this perforated center, the beautiful stitch work, the nice design going down on the bolstering. Of course, you're gonna have full power assist on this trim level for the passenger and the driver. And you have the panoramic sunroof, which is gonna be great in here because it's gonna make everything nice, light, bright, and airy. But why don't you come on over to the business end? I wanna show you behind the wheel of the 2021 Atlas. All right, guys, business end. Here are your seat controls. You do have 3 memory settings for different people that you're gonna share this vehicle with. Another thing that's new for the interior for 2021 is double stitch leather. So they're trying to bring that quality. And then here is really the climax. Besides the exterior, the steering wheel. And this is important because you're gonna be holding on to this, I hope 100% of the time as you're driving this vehicle. But nice new style. It's got a almost flat bottom. It's not like totally flat, but it's got like a curved flatness to it. I like the horn button. There's our new Volkswagen logo. A little bit of silver trim, which is nice. The flat black buttons. No paddles on the back, but you can shift manually with the shifter. So that's a nice touch. This screen though, I'm really digging it. With the SEL trim, you're gonna have that nice digital display. Obviously it's all black. You can't see anything because we're not driving the vehicle right now. But like I said, stay tuned because Reeves Volkswagen, we're gonna do the full review and you're gonna be able to see that. Room, I actually could adjust this a little bit better for me. I got plenty of headroom, shoulder room. I'm really digging it. Obviously the steering wheel is gonna be tilting and telescoping. That would make sense. Like the thickness, let's check out the mid-row and see how your passengers are gonna like the new 2021 Atlas. All right, guys, come on in. We got the captain's chairs, that same wonderful leather material. Let me see how the seats feel. Give me a second. Actually feeling pretty good. Let's check out that armrest. Zonk, that's a German zonk. It's a little skinny on the armrest. I don't know why they do that, but they did it. Let me just flip it back up so I don't have to look at it anymore. But that would be something I would like to see a little bit thicker on the armrest. The good news is you do have the pockets on the back of the seats. The challenge is can they use a little bit more material so you could put something bigger than a dollar bill in there? So if you have a dollar bill and you need to slide it in there, that's a place to hold your dollar bills, I guess. You have a nice little command center here. Rear AC, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. Come on. There's a lot of other manufacturers bringing that. So that's gonna be a zonk at the SEL trim level. You do have 2 USBs and a home power source. How do I know that? Look, you just follow directions. Push, open, nice. Coming to the sides with this, you actually have the ability to recline the seat, which is great. That's gonna make life a lot easier, but the amount of room here is great, and I also like the way the panoramic sunroof extends just a little bit past me so those third row passengers can enjoy it. Speaking of third row, I know you want me to do it. Let's go ahead and check out that last row of seats in the Atlas. Third row time, guys. How do we get back there? It's actually easy. You just go ahead. That's all it needs to be. We don't need all these electric switches and knobs and you do a hand gesture or a certain knock to move the seat out of the way. You do have a nice size landing pad for your foot because we all know the kids are gonna rip up that carpet from probably day one. But let's go ahead and climb on in. Getting into the Atlas, actually not too bad. So when it comes to seating position, you can see I like the bend to my legs. And this isn't like Tahoe size. So it's nice to see the amount of room. And obviously that independent rear suspension underneath is great. You do have AC vents back here. Get ready for it. Do you have your zonk sign ready to hold up? There's no USB or USB-C. So if I'm sitting back here and my power dies, my phone dies, I'm probably gonna make my parents' life misery by crying and complaining about it. So that is a missed opportunity. You do have small cup holders and little candy trays. The nice thing is that this should be probably kept for emergencies. You just take the Skittles and you just dump it in there. So it's like if your phone dies, just start eating the Skittles and tasting the rainbow. Let's do the final test. I'm gonna do this with Lori. This is the first time we're doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull this back. I actually have plenty of room here. So there's plenty of room between my knees and the back of the seat. And to get out, it's 1, 2, 3. So that's the wonderful thing. But let's go ahead. We talked about all the rows. Let's check out that cargo area. All right, guys, you're going on that big camping trip. You need to load up the Atlas. You have your Atlas that you're gonna use as you're driving. Wow, push that. Nice fast rise. Even with the third row up, We have plenty of room. You got 2 cubbies over there. So if you have, say, 2 kids and one likes the little Debbie snacks, you can put those over here, and the other one likes the Hostess, put them over there. Or you know what? How about some Twix and some Snickers? Speaking of that, you do have underneath here your setup for your jack and everything. That's a subwoofer, so you can let the neighbors know that you're listening, you're rocking out to your favorite music. To put the seats down, it's gonna be a little interesting because we're gonna have to get first the headrest down. So to do that, you put your headrest down, it's all manual. So, boop. We ready for the next one? Boop, look at that. Nice and flat. This is gonna make life easier when you're going camping, when you're going to Home Depot, when you're going to Lowe's, whether you're moving, whatever you're doing, whether you have to live out of the back of your Atlas, having a flat surface makes life easier. And then the best part is, watch this. See this finger right here? The finger is mightier than the sword. Watch this. That's how you put the seats back up. Doesn't need to be a song and a dance, a hand code or something. Seats just go right up. Even wearing a sport jacket. Look at that. And then when you're done, when your travels are over and you're ready to put the Atlas away, you push the button, snug as a bug, it comes down, nice power assist. But I definitely gotta say, the little touches that Volkswagen has done with this Atlas, I think makes it even more enticing for people to jump on the German bandwagon and have some Fahrvergnügen and that driving pleasure out of this Atlas. But if it's SUVs like these that you like to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ready's Rise merch. I got to give it up to my wonderful, beautiful, awesome wife, Lori. Guess what, honey? I may not be buying you an Atlas, but let's take a trip to Germany. How about that? Thank you for your hard work. Leave some love for her in the comments. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.